Scarpins Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklarbro Country, the virus edition, aka the Panty Pods,
AKA two computers, no Sam Suitors.
What? Bruce Suitors.
Bruce
AKA a dose of news from pros who amuse.
Thank you.
This is from Huddle Man, aka the AKA Man, aka Mary Marvel Crooners dissecting the Jerry Falwell Juniors.
All
That's
right.
just so good.
That
is
guy
just
is digging in.
Mike Huddleston. Is it Huddleston or Huddleston? We call him Hudda Man. All the way in New Zealand, coming up with AKAs for us. And he always knows, he knows the approximate time when we're about to record, and he sends them on Twitter. We get them. He's got the timing down. I love it.
AKA two Jews, no cows going moo.
This is the community that we build. It reaches all the way to New Zealand. It's Sarah Dunn in Ireland.
Yep.
It's all of our friends around the United States and in Canada. It's Derek Lipkin up in San Francisco.
With a new baby.
Frankie, right?
Yes.
Freddie? Frankie. It's all of you guys that make this thing great, and we appreciate you so much. And I do think it's growing, which is kind of a cool thing too.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it is a grind to kind of put this thing together, but we love doing it for you guys. And every time we get someone like the Hudda Man bringing AKAs and helping to be a part of it, it just makes us want to do it even more. So
absolutely.
We got two stories for you today. We want to jump right in. Let us begin, shall we?
Okay. So people are moving right now.
Yeah,
which is insane to me.
Anytime life happens in these turbulent
like
times,
a normal chain of events.
I feel like for this entire pandemic, you just got to say, let's put a pin in it. It's a very Hollywood statement that let's put a pin in it. You know, like people are like, hey, should we talk about what this thing? Nope, let's put a pin in that conversation.
We'll talk about it when the world comes back.
Right? Well, when the world comes back, we're all kind of waiting for November. We're waiting to see what happens with the vaccine. We're waiting. So put a pin in it. So the fact that people are like, I'm going to sell my house.
Insane.
Isn't that crazy right now?
I know
when you
someone
think
who
about that?
is. Someone I know who's doing
Look,
it.
I get downsizing, and maybe even in a Matt Damon, Christoph Waltz sort of a way, the downsizing.
Never saw that movie.
It's so good. Alexander Payne, man. Alexander Payne, so good. Election. What was the one in Hawaii with Rob Hubel is in it? It was so good.
Oh yeah,
It starts with the D. I forget the name of it. It's like not disloyalty or I can't even remember. Anyway, Alexander Payne, it's great. And so the movie of
George Clooney,
right? The movie of not dismemberment, it's dis-somethingment. Anyway, I'm gonna get it. It's gonna come to me. So it is the shrinking down of people into a very tiny, like they decide to go very tiny and then live in a small kind of village somewhere. And maybe that's the way to beat coronavirus, right?
Right.
Get yourself
downsize.
Get yourself really small, pocket size, and then do it. At any rate,
people are listing their houses.
It's happening these days, Jay.
And people are going to see the houses.
Right. And so in that spirit, I think as we take a look at, I feel like now is the time to take a look at all the systems that are in place. How do they function? How do they work? How can they be better? Do I need all the stuff that I have? No, I probably can get rid of this. Maybe I can sell it. Maybe I can get rid of it. Can we clean this up? Can we streamline this?
A lot of people, when the hubbub of daily life, like pre-corona daily life was going on, a lot of people sort of hid in the shadows of your life. Right. And they did things for you or behaved around your stuff in a way that you couldn't see because you were too busy caught up with your daily goings on.
So now people listen to their homes, and it's time to take a closer look at your relationship with our realtors.
Yes.
This is a weird relationship. I would consider them to be like really significant drifters.
That's what a
realtor is. You know what I mean? Like if you pick it up a hitchhiker on the road and he gave you the best advice you ever got to deal with your mother who's disapproving. That's a realtor. You didn't expect this to happen. It's a gem. You feel like they gave you a piece of value.
Okay.
They made your life better. That's what a realtor is. You put in their hands the job of selling the most important, the largest thing in your life.
The thing you've spent decades purchasing.
Next to your children, which I don't know. Again, I'm not up on the rates for a black market baby these days, but next to your kids, the house is the biggest thing that you have to sell. And so you put that in the hands of a person that you don't know very well.
No.
You don't know your realtor that well. You entrust this person to take all of your furniture out of your house, potentially stage it, which is always a weird moment because you come back in and you're like, oh, this is how it should have looked.
Right. Oh, yeah. This is so much better than our junky stuff.
It's like the realtor saying, like, your life could have been better and maybe you wouldn't have sold this house if
if you just bought new furniture. You wouldn't
had
be
that
on like
dinette set. It'd be different.
Which,
right
by
there.
the way, totally true. If you want to find out if your life can get better in your house, put it on the market, stage it.
Good luck screwing up your next house with that shitty couch.
Right.
Is essentially what they're saying.
Right.
But you allow them just to come in, show your house like it's theirs for weeks, days, weeks, months, depending on how long it takes.
And then you never really talk to that person ever again.
After you sell the house, do you really stay in contact?
I do because our guy's in the neighborhood and I actually love the guy. But in general, I don't think you do.
You really talk to the I just don't. You do. I don't know. To me,
but
it's
I'm like the only one.
They're like a ghost or like a Sam Elliott character in a movie.
Like
you know what I mean? You'll always
like up in the air.
You'll always remember what they did for you in that significant
when
moment.
He reaches the milestone after his darkest moment, and Sam Elliott sits down next to him, and
he could only be him.
Could only be him.
Big Lebowski. It could only have been Sam Elliott at the end.
Yep.
Sarsaparilla. Send it over to him. Point is, for that period of time when you're selling your house, you just trust these people in a weird sort of a way until that trust is broken.
Right.
Which is where we have that story today.
Which is where we start.
It's all about a trust that's been broken. And it's such a small thing and you want to dismiss it.
But is it though?
But we can't dismiss it.
Is it?
Here we go.
Okay.
Vancouver. A woman is distraught after she says a realtor helped himself to all the fruit in her yard while showing her home to prospective buyers.
That's
not crazy.
No, it's not over the top, but yet at the same time, it does feel like a violation. If you didn't say to him, by the way, as you're showing the house, feel free to help yourself to all of my fruit.
Or he didn't say, hey, would you mind if I grabbed a couple of pears off your tree? He helped himself to all of it.
All of the pears.
Now, why did he think he could just take it? That's a ballsy move, right?
I mean, I get maybe while saying, hey, one of the features of this house, look right over here.
Like you're showing someone
I'm
and
gonna
just
pear
pull a pear
down
and eat it. And if you did that 5 or 6 times during the day in a way to show, look at how great this house is. You can walk outside of your yard, grab a pear.
This guy was making a pear grab.
This is a big pear grab. Right? Maybe he's got a whittling knife that is stuck in the post outside. He takes it and peels. No, not away from him, towards him and gives you the piece of pear. Come on.
Sure.
That's very folksy. If you're doing that
would be great, but that isn't what happened.
Homeowner Jill Chan took to Facebook. Of course, that's the place of reckoning nowadays.
Right,
Facebook.
That's where you file your grievance.
To accuse real estate agent Peter Yang of stealing pears and berries from her family home. According to Chan, Yang was showing the property to clients, and then while no one was home, he started picking the fruit. Security footage. Yeah, she's got a security camera. How do you not know?
You should be aware of it as you're showing the house, which was security features.
You should be selling that.
That should be a selling point.
Vice News shows Yang collecting pears and stuffing them into a plastic bag. Okay,
that feels worse, right?
Feels worse.
That feels like more of a breach.
Yeah, like he's showing his prospective clients how their fruit will be stolen.
Yes.
Be careful for people like me coming in and stealing your fruit. That's the only thing.
What did he think that they would just come home and be like, wait, there's now no pears on our tree that we...
I wish we had a security camera that could have shown us what happened to... Oh, wait, we do.
Let's see who did it to us. Because I would immediately assume it was people who were coming to see the house. I wouldn't assume that it was coming from inside the house.
Jay, you've been growing strawberries. You've been spending time in your garden. What if, you had somebody come and they just 1 week, all your strawberries were gone? You would think that an animal took them, right?
I would think that an animal took them, or I would.
But if you had security cameras that showed people people who know that you can get into your house from the side and they just grab it, you'd be so mad.
I would be livid.
Because you're doing it with your kids.
You work so hard on these things.
Chan confirmed the incident to Vice News. Quote, after noticing our large pear tree and beautiful berry bushes in our gardens and taking advantage of the fact that we weren't present on the site, he started picking the fruit off the trees and eating it. She wrote in a since deleted Facebook. Why she delete it? You don't have to delete it. Like he owned the place.
That's drifter behavior.
It's drifter behavior. What did I say? He's like a glorified drifter.
The world is his garden.
In the post, Chan alleges Yang, who is not the property's listing agent. Wait, what?
How is this guy here?
Okay.
He's not the listing agent?
Picked every single pear from her garden. Every single pear. She said that the garden was her late grandma's pride and joy.
All
okay.
Right,
now we got a dead grandma on the hand.
This guy deserves a beat down.
Right? Chang Chang and Yang, by the way, could be the
Chan
new
and Yang.
Chan and Yang could be the new Rizzoli and Isles.
Yes.
Okay. He picks her fruit. She records his every moves. Chan and Yang, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Right?
Yeah,
there
I'd
you
watch
go.
it. I
On
would watch
TNT.
I'd be 9 p.m. Mountain Time, but yes.
I don't think it's an acceptable practice, quote, to bag up someone's entire garden at a home showing like a free market. Chan wrote, listen, maybe in the words of the great, and I don't want to say late, but the great Blackstreet, in reference to your pear tree, he liked the way you work it.
He liked the way you and your late grandmother worked it.
No diggity, he'd like to bag it up. So he did. It's such a small thing, but what kind of a dick just walks around your
pears.
home, a home that he's showing and he's not even the listing agent, and he just starts bagging up the fruit. That is, it is, every time I
The
want to dismiss
hubris.
it as nothing, it is something,
The
right, Jay?
hubris behind it makes me want to smack him.
What does he take from the houses he goes to? It's like
Yeah.
you try to ask
That he's
yourself-
listing.
Yeah, that he's actually listing. What does he take from them? Again, I can't begin to stress what a small thing this is, and yet you got to fire the guy.
He's in the liquor cabinet, just like switching the vodka out for water.
I say you can ask for the realtors to knock a percentage off of what they get because of this guy.
Absolutely.
Right? If you sell the house.
Or I go public with
And then
this
I would say, was it worth it? According to Chan, Yang also spat seeds all over her garden. Who does this, she wrote? Truly appalling. The
Yes.
freaking guy.
This guy.
Seed spitting, right? Like
She's
he owns
the
the
yin,
place.
which is like respect, and he's the yang, which is disrespect.
She's the Chan and he's the Yang.
Chan and yang.
Thursdays at 9
Yes.
on TNT. Spitting seeds like he owns the place. And who the hell eats pears like that? That maybe is my biggest concern. Who eats a pear down
Into
through
the core.
core
Ugh.
and then just
would never.
spits this? I would be like,
So
number one, is this the way you've always eaten a pear, Yang? If it is, I have a huge problem with you. If you've
you're
never
a psychopath.
if you've never eaten a pear before and you're just eating it for the first time and you go straight to the core and start spitting seeds, then I have another problem with you. How can you be selling a house if you've never
How have
eaten
you
a
never
pear
had a pear
before,
before?
ever?
So I think I'm teaching my kids how to eat fruit my
Wrong.
way. Yeah.
Okay.
I like it like a super green hard pear.
Yes.
And a super hard peach and nectarine, so it breaks off.
I
almost
think
like
he
an
should be jailed for the way he eats the pear. Is that wrong?
apple. Oh yeah, not the stealing of the pear.
No,
but
just
eating
the
of
way
pear.
you ate
Yeah.
it and then you're spitting seeds. Who gets pear seeds in their mouth? Who enough that you're spitting them all over the place? This isn't a pumpkin. It's not pumpkin seeds, but watermelon. It's not watermelon when you spit seeds all over the place.
It's madness.
In the post, Chan said Yang often offered to return the fruit after her real estate agent told Yang the household had CCTV footage showing the alleged fruit heist. Guess what? She doesn't want the fruit back.
No.
You already picked it off the tree. What's she going to tape it back up to the tree,
no,
dummy?
you already screwed it up.
You can't now, especially in a pandemic, give back fruit.
She gets
You can't go
percentage
home.
off.
That's right. Chan reported the incident to the Vancouver Police
Good.
Department. They said they can't involve unless something tangible is missing. What?
There
Fruit-
is something tangible.
Fruit is missing.
The
Fruit
pears
is
are
missing.
gone.
Is this the Vancouver Police saying that fruit isn't a tangible thing? Now I got a problem with the Vancouver Police.
It's like a philosophical question. Is the chair really a chair? Is it here?
Yeah. Vancouver Police told CBC News news officers are now investigating the incident and no arrest has been made. Again, I'm not sure if an arrest should be made for the stealing of the fruit. For the eating of the fruit and the way he ate it, you can
Yeah, I'd say lock him up.
lock him up.
Lock him up.
Put him in the drunk tank. Clearly, this guy should have to explain in an interrogation room all night.
Why he eats pears the way he eats pears.
I got to have the reasoning there. Police officers visited Chan's family late night, Chan said late Monday, adding that the family isn't pressing charges yet. Chan also contacted Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver. Board Chair Colette Garber told CTV News that she cannot comment on an ongoing investigation, but said members who break the rules are subject to fines for up to $30,000.
All right. That feels commensurate with what's going on.
$30,000 for eating a pear that way? Yeah.
$30K.
That's what I think it is. I feel like
him
Yang
out.
should have to announce to every house that he goes into that he stole fruit from this woman.
Right. It's like announcing to your neighbors that you are a sex offender.
That's right.
I am a pear stealer. I'm sorry.
And I eat pears wrong. I'm sorry. So you have to question my judgment on this. The company that Yang works for, Luxmore Realty, apologized for the incident. That's a beginning. Honestly, I can't believe that in this day and age they didn't try and fight it. You know what I mean? In
Yeah, it
this
does
age
feel
of-
like where no one does anything wrong and it's her fault for leaving it out.
yeah, saying the homeowner said to take whatever. Double down. That's the move these days.
In this era, blaming the innocent is the move of choice by the guilty.
Managing broker Charles Zhao called Yang's behavior irresponsible and unprofessional. I would say brazen and brash if you want to add those to it.
Yeah.
It's like
brazen and brash describe this guy in a nutshell.
It's like the movie Parasite. I'm not just saying it because these people, everyone involved here is Asian. I'm saying it's like the movie Parasite when the family who takes over throw a big party in the rich people's house. It just feels like even though you want those people to enjoy the good life a little bit, there's part of you that's saying you shouldn't be doing this in these people's home. You are taking something that isn't yours.
That's it.
And it's not good. Peter, there's an element of betrayal. Peter also feels guilty and regrets over his mistakes. He's now in the process of making an official apology. In the process, shouldn't you? How hard is it? I'm sorry.
Call him up. I'm really sorry. You should be able to do this one off the dome.
How long is that process?
You don't need to write something out. You can
just say you're sorry from the deepest recess of your heart.
Look into your black, I don't know how to eat a pear heart.
That's right.
And then speak off the dome and give them exactly what, give them the real.
I'm sorry
honest,
from the deepest recesses of my heart. I'm a bad person.
I made a horrible choice. I need help with my life. This is probably a signal for me. In fact, as a response, I'm going to plant an apple tree in your next home's yard. And
there you
we're
go.
Taking money off.
Zhao told Vice the News that they had to take off Yang's contact information because he was being harassed by people.
Good.
Yeah, that's what happens when
seeds on his lawn. What did they do to this guy?
I have no idea. Did they take leaves off of his trees? I don't know. He made a mistake, but society shouldn't destroy a person and their family. There you go. That's it. That's blame the guy who did it wrong. That's right.
Society's fault.
That's it.
This guy.
I would put him on unpaid leave. Yang did not respond to the requests of comment. He was too busy, in my opinion, probably spitting seeds out on his neighbor's lawns.
Probably.
That's this guy.
That's who he is. This is this.
I know it's a mistake, but it's not like you accidentally knocked over a bottle of wine and then didn't tell anyone about it. You are actively.
It's not a mistake.
It's
not a mistake.
It's not a mistake.
If you took one off the tree and then.
No, if one was on the ground and you picked it up and you're like, you look at it and it looks good and you dust it off, you look around, you put it in your bag, fine. But I would even still say to them, hey, a pear fell on the ground. Do you mind if I took it?
Right. Or I would call them up if you want them so badly and say, your pears look delicious. Is there any way I can take one of them?
Yeah.
I would ask.
But he wouldn't take all of them and he wouldn't do it behind people's backs. All the things he put in place to try and hide this showed that it was not an accident.
And
it was not a mistake.
He was doing.
Good. You deserved to get harassed.
You got got.
All right. That's our first story down in the books. And we're going to stay in the world of dishonest realtors for our second story. So don't go anywhere. It's Sklarbro Country, the virus edition. Stay with us.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We want to remind you, as we do every time in the middle of this show.
Coming out of the break, though, we've got the live Dumb People Town September 26th. Mike Birbiglia, Mike Doty is going to be playing music.
It's a night of entertainment for you. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, they are going fast. I think there's probably
only like 35, 38 general admission tickets left. And then it's Ticket Plus, and then it's group tickets and couples tickets. I know that we are 4 tickets away from selling out all the VIP tickets. I think there's maybe a handful, maybe 15.
There's 25.
25 pre-show if you want to do the meet and greets ahead of time. Anyway, all I know is the tickets are going. I think we've sold about 325 so far. And it's the beginning of September.
It's a lot of fun. It's I'm going to tell you right now, it's a great night out, way less expensive than going out in the olden days. And at the same time, you get a whole show.
Entertainment.
Live show.
Eventbrite.com. Look up Live Dumb People Town, September 26th. Mike Birbiglia, Mike Doty. All right, let's jump
follow us on YouTube also. We are Sklarbro Country. Okay. Let's stay in the land of the dishonest realtors and
real estate developers. They're the worst. If you've had any of them
from New York, the Hamptons, really, it'll make you angry, not because of the injustice towards someone who's on the bottom of the totem pole, who's under the poverty line or whatever. It's a rich on rich crime that we're going to talk about right now, but it is so vacuous. This is why we hate these people.
Yeah.
This is why where the hatred for the ultra rich comes from in the rest of society. It's when loopholes are taken advantage of, when systems that were set in place to help poor people survive these times, right?
Are taken advantage of by rich
the ultra
people.
Wealthy who don't need it at all. It's despicable.
Yeah.
It makes you sick. And this is where the hatred comes out.
By the way, ultra wealthy people right now doing great.
Yeah.
not having not having problems, not unemployed. They're great.
Yeah.
Everything's working for them.
So when they're exposed, it's our job to take them to task.
Let's
and
do it.
That's actually what we're doing. Okay. So the Hamptons, let me just start by saying, is a part of New York.
We've never been.
I've never been to the Hamptons.
I've never been to the Hamptons either.
We lived there for 5 years, New York City.
And we were going
Do
back
we know
a bunch.
anyone who was there? I don't
We
know.
probably knew people who were out in the Hamptons.
The
but-
Hamptons is like rarefied air. It always was. We never went there. I'm not sure I would ever want to go there. It feels like a place that would simultaneously make me feel bad about what I have, but good about who I am inside.
Right.
Does that make sense?
And it's a beautiful place.
Right. So I'm in the middle right now, by the way, of
I watched The Affair season 1.
Yeah, that was the Hamptons, right?
Yeah.
That's you kind of
Does that count? Does that count?
You went to the Hamptons with Dominic. What's his name? But no, I'm in the middle of Fleischman is in Trouble, an amazing book. If you haven't read it, it is an incredible read. There's a part of it takes place in the Hamptons. There is that life, that chasing the other moms, in
keeping
the
up with the
circle,
Joneses type of a thing.
that is hideous and awful, and it does in reading. Like I feel
Did
like
it make you like a little stressed out?
Oh, it made me freaking hate everyone in the Hamptons.
Right.
It made me hate everyone in the
All
Hamptons.
of it. All
it's
of
like
it.
this arms race of these massive mansions.
No one's happy with what they have, even though what they have is amazing.
And it's just horrible clubs filled with rich, entitled assholes. There's,
terrible.
there's no respite from the awfulness. I don't know if I could even spend a weekend out there. Well, these people in this story somehow managed to eclipse all of this.
Okay.
And all this hideousness, okay? A New York City real estate developer, which you don't watch $1 Million Listing. I watch $1 Million Listing. I will tell you that the brokers in $1 Million Listing, they humanize them, obviously, because they're the main characters in the show.
Sure.
They are awful people in their own rights.
Of course.
They are nowhere near as awful as the real estate
The developers are the worst.
Developers are just
The
they
worst.
always have like a shitty expression.
Yeah.
They always bring the realtors in
Yeah.
in a way that makes them feel uncomfortable and make like dance monkey dance.
They
for me.
humanize the realtors in a way that you're like, why are we humanizing realtors?
Right, exactly. So they're like realtors are like agents. So all right, New York City real estate developer Marco Ricotta
Yeah. Even his name is cheesy.
at Sklar Brothers.
Thank you.
He looks exactly what you would think he would look like, by the way. Older guy, I think he's 76, trying to look younger.
Too tan.
Lots of face work,
Yep.
bad tan,
Yep.
linen shirts,
Yep.
horrible, awful
Just
person.
awful.
Marco Ricotta.
Like
and
buys his shirts bigger to make him look thinner.
Thinner. Yeah. Marco Ricotta and his lady friend.
I'm guessing both rented.
Or both married to other people.
Uh-huh.
Jodine Russo.
Joe Dean.
What the hell is Jodine?
That is a name that is
Is
like,
it Jody?
is
She's
it
like, no, it's Jodine.
is it Jolene?
No, it's Jodine. That's something she loves to say. She loves correcting
Like
people.
you know how like people come to Ellis Island and they cut off half their name just so they can fit in.
She added
It's
a
almost
D.
she was like Jody, and
She
they're
added
like
an N.
Annie.
Jodine. And she looks like an aging party girl. Like she looks like
She looks like how everyone feels at 7 a.m. after a big party.
right. She looks like
You like everything's out of sorts. Things aren't where they should be. Your tits are on your back. It's
she's
the
an
whole thing.
entitled,
Yeah.
rich. She's 45 years old. So she's
45?
I'm assuming. I'm guessing.
Okay, fine.
I looked at her and I said, she's 45 years old, but she looks like 10 years older than us
Ooh.
just because she's with an old guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So she's older than us, but she seems
Trying to cash in.
she's younger than us, but she seems older than us. That should tell you everything you need to know about this.
So tell me about these people.
These two assholes
Uh-huh.
are squatting in a Hamptons house that is owned by someone else.
What?
And they're taking advantage of, they refuse to leave the New York State's eviction ban.
They're like
So they're
it's like Grey Gardens, and they're the squirrels.
but it's not their house.
I know,
Grey Gardens was their house.
but it wasn't the squirrels' house. The
No, but
squirrels are just eating the ice cream out of the mini fridge upstairs.
fair. So Ricotta told local officials, and I know it's probably Ricotta, but I refuse to say
It is ricotta.
I don't have to leave because the governor said so. He's 76.
Governor didn't say shit.
I don't have to leave because I don't have to leave because so-and-so said so is what my 11-year-old says to my 5-year-old. And I hear it. I'm like watching basketball and I hear that. I'm like, hey, you're not
That's
a baby
not-
anymore.
Yeah, you can't say that.
You can't talk like that.
What are you, a real estate developer in the Hamptons? Let her alone.
So this old guy and his dumb girlfriend
Mm-hmm.
won't leave a house that they don't own because they don't want to leave. And she's a real estate broker.
Who? Jody?
Jodine.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Imagine if she was trying to make a sale. All
Yeah.
right. Pulled it off, did the impossible because
Yeah.
she seems dumb.
Right.
And the other people who were in the house just refused to leave.
Yeah.
Or else someone entirely else started squatting
Yeah.
in there.
Sorry,
and
we
then it
can't-
ruins their sale.
That would be great.
So you think
She'd
about that
freak
when
out.
you're doing that.
She'd be like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
And because of the ban, the homeowners who rented this place to these assholes and have been doing it for the past 4 years in the summer, you rent it out in the summertime.
Yeah.
That's how you make your money back.
Right.
They had their court case against these people put on hold. So there's no legal recourse right now to get these pricks out of their house. It's like, first of all, God damn you, Ricotta. You're making these other rich people seem sympathetic.
It's the worst.
like you're making me feel bad for someone who has a Hamptons house.
That's right. Who rented it to you? That guy's probably a bigger asshole than you are.
Well, I doubt it, because let me give you some little background on Ricotta, all right?
Yes, give me the Ricotta.
Okay, he used to own the tunnel in Manhattan. You know the tunnel?
The tunnel?
The tunnel.
Oh my God.
Didn't Randy Eisenberg tell us about
Yes,
the tunnel?
the tunnel used to be this, like,
1990s.
1990s late night
Club.
heavy drugs, lots of ecstasy, lots of
Gay, straight, West
Everything.
Village,
Yep.
Lower West Side of Manhattan. It might not have been West Village. It might have been like Tribeca
side.
West.
Yeah, West.
Like Western Tribeca.
crazy club.
So this is another fun story about this guy. So I'm sure he handled that all above board.
Sure.
Uh,
Club owner.
He once developed condos in Middletown, New York, which I don't even know where that is, that were so poorly built, grass grew up through the floor in many of the units.
What?
He's like, it adds character. What are you talking about? He's a scumbag.
It's where the sidewalk
Okay.
ends.
This is a scumbag, and there's no way he is stuck there.
No.
He definitely has other residences he can go to.
He can go live on the front lawn that is apartment 2C in Middletown.
So, which is inside the house.
That's
So
right.
He's just literally choosing to take advantage of a ban that's designed to help people who can't.
Stave off homelessness.
Right. That's all that's there. And if I'm the homeowner and I can't get my thing in court, these are the solutions I have. For
Move
this
into
guy.
the house with the guy.
Move in with him. It's
That's
your
right.
house.
Yeah.
Ruin his tranquility.
That's right.
all night. Just be awake, walking around, be in the house.
Yes.
He's not going to leave. You have keys. Go
That's
in
right.
the house.
That's right.
Steal his stuff while he's sleeping. Literally take money out of his wallet.
Take his credit card and use it to go buy a bunch of stuff.
Take his keys to his dumb car and take it.
Yeah.
Wait till he goes to sleep and
Go
don't
sell it.
sell his car. That'd be great. Sell the car middle of the day.
Yeah.
I would do that.
I'd take it and sell it.
Take it and sell it. I'd wait until he goes to sleep and dump freezing cold water on him.
Be like,
I would
it's
do
part of
that.
my property now.
Pour hot coffee on his lap. Say it's a McDonald's now.
Yeah. There you
You're
go.
at McDonald's. Burn all of his clothes in your fire pit.
Yeah.
Do that.
Just cut off the Wi-Fi. I bet he leaves.
Yeah, I bet if you
I
just
bet if you like,
all these things I said don't matter.
if you cut the Wi-Fi, he's gone.
and if none of this works, I'm gonna go back to this because Rand, you said you watched it.
Fear City.
This is the perfect spot for some mob intervention. All
Gonna
right?
make him disappear. Gonna talk to Fat Tony.
This is where you hire some dudes
That's
who don't
right.
care about anything.
That's
you got
right.
the money. You got it. You got
You
it.
have all the money in the world.
Hire these guys to break into your house.
That's right.
And beat this dude within an inch of his life.
Yeah.
And if you can afford the Hamptons house, you can afford these guys.
You can
Am I
afford two guys to rough this guy up a little bit.
And you have to say him, get out. You have them say to these people, you get out of this house, or the next time I'm not going to be so nice.
That's it. You got to
Guys
get
just
on the
laying
phone
on
with. You got to complain to Fat Tony.
Get on the phone to Fat Tony. Everyone in that documentary sounds like Joe Pesci.
Yep.
So not only is Ricotta refusing to leave the place, apparently in the past couple of years that he's been renting this place, he's like rented out the upper bedrooms like Airbnb style.
He can't do that.
That's not something he's supposed to do.
He's not allowed to do that.
And he's created thousands of dollars, according to the owners, which I don't know if this is true.
Probably not right, but you get a dose of your own medicine, Ricotta.
Thousands of dollars of plumbing issues, according to the owners.
They're
And,
just saying this guy knows how to clog a toilet.
and they're saying they can't get back into their house because this asshole won't leave.
I think he's got to take a ride down the Jersey Turnpike in a trunk.
You got to get in the trunk and talk to Fat Tony.
You call Fat Tony, get over there, tell Fat Tony to caught Slim Willie.
You got to be pretty awful. Okay. You got to be pretty awful if you're going to make us feel sorry for someone who owns a house in the Hamptons.
There you
and
go.
rents it out.
You idiots.
That's how bad you are.
stupid. Stupid, 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 stupid.
Live with it. All right, that's a show.
That's a show. That's how we do, you guys. Have a good one. We're back this week. We're entering this weekend. It's going to be a holiday weekend. I hope you guys, we're going to try and give you that nice push into the weekend.
Into
give
the
you,
holiday.
For everybody, you know, and for everyone who's reached out to us and told us that this podcast means something to them, that they've enjoyed listening to it, that we get you through whatever we're getting you through, that gets us through.
Yeah.
So I just want you to know we appreciate it. I love hearing from all of you how you interact with this podcast, when you listen to it, how does it help you, all that stuff.
What would you like to hear more of?
Yeah, tweet at us. We're at Sklar and you know, on Instagram too, we post clips every day. Follow us there at Sklar. Comment on it and tell us how you listen to the podcast. Stay protected, stay connected, don't get infected. This is not a hoax,
But we got the joke.
wear a mask, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, la-ti-da.